if you are an educational creator, then one of the most high leverage things you can do is become smarter. Because when you're a teacher, like what is the thing that you actually do? Yeah, you're teaching something, right? And if you are smarter, that means like more knowledgeable about a certain topic, then you are better than a lot of other people teaching the same thing. So the most high leverage thing you can do is become really knowledgeable, because we are in the info space, and if you're in the info space, then the one with the greatest information, they are the ones who get the most amount of money, right? And basically, so how you can look at it is like reference points, because there are, yeah, first of all, reference points. And collecting these is really powerful. Some reference points could be, for example, books. This is so incredibly powerful, and it doesn't have to be like related to your niche directly, but just read like a lot of books, because every book, and like what books you should read is, of course, like there is a difference between fiction and non-fiction, but even when it comes to fiction, there might be some great insights inside of it. Like, I don't read fiction myself, I am more into the well, philosophy books, or maybe like history, or maybe like human nature, like how everything works, how the universe operates, something like that. I find that really interesting, because it directly helps me with my business and with my personal development. Because if you have a great understanding of like everything related to the universe, and maybe like history, like what has already happened can happen again, when you become really knowledgeable and when it comes to that, then it will help you throughout all areas of life. So books is the first thing. Videos could be the second thing. I actually would recommend books over videos, because books is like somebody put so much time and energy into learning something, and then he wrote like a whole book about it. Then you get really deep understanding of that one topic. Videos are usually a bit more shallow, but it is more specific to what we are actually doing. So when it comes to like really reference point, like understanding a topic deeply, I usually choose books. When it comes to something a bit more technical, online business, for example, because there aren't many books when it comes to that, I usually watch videos. But another reference point is, one second, so this is one, this is two, and the third is experiences. 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 Okay. So videos, books, and experiences. Experiences, what I mean is like literally you are taking action, right? You're going towards a goal. You are experiencing many different things in life. And life is the greatest teacher, because what is true for others doesn't necessarily have to be true for you. So from experiences you learn by far the most, because this you know this is true, because like for example, all of the books and the videos that other people that they post is based on their own experience. And for those people, those experiences are true. Now, I'm not saying that you should ignore books and videos, because it is still very powerful to learn from other people their experiences. But I would argue that your own experiences are more important than anything. More important than anything. You know what works for you. You know what is true because you literally experienced it. So these 3 things we can yeah, like keep these 3 things in mind. And this is basically, oh no, not this. What is this? I cleaned my board like once and now it's all like messed up. I need to do it like this. Cool. Maybe I'm writing on it a bit too fast and I should wait before it dries, but we go. So those reference points, what I was talking about, it is like stars in the sky. So that is how you can see it. And like if you read one book, then it is like this, right? And can you see this actually? Yeah, I think you can. So this is like a star in the sky. And when you have a certain experience about a topic, or you're taking action, you're helping people, then there's another star. Then you watch a few videos, for example, then there is this. If you only have 3 reference points, 3 things you can relate to, and you have way more, but this is just to get the point across, to showcase it. Then like the only figure you can make is like a triangle, but this is not really a complex figure. And if you say this to people, they won't think, oh, this guy is so incredibly smart, because they can come up with it themselves, right? But for example, if you add a lot more reference points, you read more books, you gain more experiences, you watch more videos, and you read some more books, some more experiences, then you can start to make a lot more complex figures. This doesn't really look good, I know, but you get the point. Like the more reference points you have, the more novel and unique your ideas are, and the more smarter you become, because you're telling someone a certain idea, because you connect it to a lot of different sources from a lot of different reference points. Then this is something that they can't come up with yourself, because you have your unique reference points, the books you read, the experiences you had, and the videos that you watched. So if you keep this in mind, yeah, you can make more and more complex figures, for example. And this is how you become like smarter. Like I know I don't really like the EQ things, because like it only measures certain parts of intelligence, but there are way more parts of intelligence, like social intelligence, or like creativity, or like all of those things which are not really measured. Like in school they only measure like the language, the math, the things like that, but not even like the practical problem solving things. Like I would argue that most things they test on the IQ test aren't really useful for life. Like why is it that a lot of maybe like dumber people, to frame it like that, are more successful than like those really smart people? Well, that is because they are more intelligent when it comes to other things. They are taking more actions, for example. They have more reference points. So what you can do to get more novel ideas is to basically do the following. Cool. So you have more, so let's say you have a lot of those reference points, those books, those videos, those experiences. What you can do is you can map them out. You can make a mind map, for example, and like my mind map. Okay, then I'm going to, like, when you have enough reference points, you can start to see some patterns, some areas that you're interested in. And for me, for example, those areas are related to the productivity, first of all, like maximizing time and energy. And one could be the business side. Business side, and one could be the philosophy side. And like you might be wondering, right? Like, who is this guy? Like, he can't even he's not like very literate. I don't know how to speak English properly or how to like write English properly, but I know a lot of stuff around these three things, and that is probably why I have a lot more experience in them. That is probably why I earn more money, for example, online. Because I have a lot of knowledge in these three things. And if you start to make like a mind map, then you realize that these three are like interconnected. And this, you can go more in depth into these things like productivity. There is the effectiveness. Effectiveness, there is the efficiency. And there is the focus. I think these are the main pillars of productivity. But there also with business, you know, there is attract, for example, attracting leads. There is convert. And there is deliver. And with the philosophy, like, you get the point. I'm not going to write like a lot of different things down here, but yeah, like once you are or maybe I do, like it is philosophy, it could be the Eastern philosophy, like the Buddhism and Zen and stuff like that, and like the Taoism. Also, what I'm really interested in about is like I recently read the book Shaolin Spirit, for example, but there are also other things like the well, maybe like religion, right? And maybe this is like the spirituality. Duality. And what you can basically do is, of course, all of these things have more different side topics. But what starts to happen is you can combine a lot of different of these ideas, because focus, for example, focus could be related to the Eastern, to like the meditation. Meditation is like maybe focus, but it could also be related to, well, religion. When it comes like prayer, then you're pretty focused, right? So, but focus can also be related to maybe the business side, like in general, to the attract, to the convert, and to the deliver. Because like if you are more focused, and focus could also be related to the effectiveness by focusing on the right things, you know. So, and this is not only true with this is true with literally anything. And then once you have your areas of interest which you're already curious about, so that you can learn a lot from it with ease, because like curiosity is the foundation of all learning. It makes learning so much easier if you're just curious about it, because the school, it teaches us to learn through memorization, for example, or through like force. But then, like, what do you know from your school time? But when you really follow your curiosity and you go from understanding, from the lens of understanding, rather than actually the memory, then you remember it, because you can literally combine everything towards each other. And once you start to do this and somebody asks you something about the delivery, you can combine it to so many different things, and then you can have ideas that are novel and that are unique, that people haven't heard yet. And that is how you how you become like smarter, right? How you become more knowledgeable, and this is how you win in the info space and basically like make a lot of money. So yeah, bye.